this video, we're looking at a beautiful fingerstyle arrangement of The Water is Wide. So let's start off with a demo and then we'll move into our lesson. Next in our tutorial, we'll walk through how to play the first 10 measures, step by step, to get you started. This arrangement is in 4/4 time, which means that every measure consists of 4 quarter notes. Now the tempo is 80 beats per minute, so if you set your metronome at 80, then you'll have 4 beats for every measure. Here's how we count the rhythm of measure 1 at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting this measure on an F chord, so we have our index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. We'll pick strings 2 and 3 together, then string 4, 3, 1, and then we're going to form a G minor chord. Here we have our index finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. We'll pick strings 1, 2, and 3 together, and then we have a hammer-on pull-off combination to end measure 1. Here we're going to pick the 1st string with our index finger on the 1st fret, and after we pick the string, we'll hammer onto the 3rd fret with our ring finger and then pull off back to the 1st fret. And now let's count the rhythm of measure 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting measure 2 with our index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. We'll pick strings 1, 2, and 3 together, then the 3rd string twice, then the 2nd string, and then we're going to hammer on the 2nd string from the 1st fret to the 3rd fret using our ring finger. And here's the rhythm of measure 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting measure 3 with the same chord that we used to start measure 2. Then we're going to play the open 4th string and hammer onto the 2nd fret using our middle finger. Then we'll play strings 3, 2, 4, and 3. If you're enjoying this arrangement and this lesson, then I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Now if you're interested in downloading tabs or song sheets, then head on over to my Patreon page. You'll find the link down below in the video description. And now the rhythm for measure 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're playing the this measure with a partial B flat chord. So here we have our index finger covering the first fret of strings 1 and 2, and our middle finger on the second fret of the third string. We're going to pick strings 1, 2, and 3 together. Then we'll place down our pinky on the third fret of the second string to pick the string twice. Then we'll lift up our pinky to play the first fret, and then we'll finish this measure on the second fret of the third string. So we're keeping this partial B flat chord in place for the entire measure. And now the rhythm for measure 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're starting measure 5 with an F chord shape. We'll play the open third string twice, then the fourth string, and then we're going to pick strings 2 and 3 together and then hammer onto the third fret of the second string. Then we'll play the fourth string and third string to finish measure 5. And here's how we count measure 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're playing this measure with our index finger on the first fret of the second string. We'll pick string 2, 3, then 2 and 3 together, and then we'll lift up our index finger to play the open second and third strings. And now the rhythm for measure 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. We start measure 7 on a D minor chord. So here we have our index finger on the first fret of the second string and our middle and ring fingers on the second fret of strings 3 and 4. We'll play an arpeggio through the second string, then we'll pick the fourth string and the third string. And next we have 2 pull-offs. The first is on the first string. We'll place our pinky down on the third fret and pull off to the open first string. And then our next pull-off is on the second string. We'll place our pinky down on the third fret and pull off to the first fret. And here's the rhythm for measure 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. To start measure 8, we're keeping our ring finger in place from our D minor chord on the second fret of the third string. And then we'll place our pinky on the third fret of the second string, and then we have the open first string, and then we have a pull-off on the first string from the first fret to the open string. And finally we have the rhythm of measure 9 through the first chord in measure 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We begin measure 9 with a partial G minor chord, with our middle finger on the second fret of the third string and our ring finger on the third fret of the second string. We'll pick strings 2 and 3 together, then the open fourth string, third string, and then we're going to hammer onto the first string, first fret, using our index finger. Then we'll go back to the open fourth string, third string, and then in measure 10 we're going to lift up our middle and ring fingers, keeping our index finger in place, to pick strings 1, 2, and 3 together.